as long as you all here, you have the commitment to fight for the cause of justice, so we will remain hopeful and we will remain collectively working with you until everyone in this world have the right to justice. Thank you so much. Okay, I would say to my sisters and brothers, can you have a seat, your seats, and welcome Bama to come back to continue her program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
This is a new welcoming to you to continue in your new role in working with us. This is a trap.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you to help human rights Sudanese all everywhere. So we appreciate it for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Ocampo, we will invite you to say a few words before we turn to other distinguished speakers who will also be helping us to continue this important fight.
Okay. Thank you very much for this. It's impressive that you have this feeling of appreciation when the only thing we did was tell the truth, tell what happened to you. That's what we did. And that's our mission. And for us, we are working for you. So for us, it's very important, not just for me, because each of the members of my office has similar commitment. So for us, it's very important that people like you appreciate what we are doing. And in this sense, thank you very much for this message and for this beautiful piece. I think it's also it's great to be here in this center, Simon Wiesenthal, because it's reminding us how difficult it is to control genocides. It's not easy. You know, in Europe, there was an attempt to also make peace with Hitler, sign an agreement with him, and ignore the crimes. And there was a war, and after that, at the end, justice was there. Millions of people were killed. But at the end, justice arrived. That's what we learned. We learned appeasing people committing massive atrocities is not working. It's not working with Hitler, it's not working with Bashir. And it's a reason, not just justice. The reason is Bashir stay in power, committing massive atrocities. If he stops to commit atrocities, he will fall. So that's why if you like to stop atrocities, it's not enough to make a deal with him, because in fact he never honored his deals. It's a time to arrest him. And that is the lessons we should see how to learn. So I'm really glad that other important people are here, and I will take advantage of Stephen Rapp is here, because if you don't mind, this letter from Ambassador Rice, probably Stephen will give to her. And then you can follow with him. Okay? Because we need them. Tomorrow I will be in the Security Council. For me, I invite all of you to go there. It's important Security Council members see you there, because it's not, they try to imagine that nothing happened in Darfur today. It's important that you are there, reminding them there's an ongoing genocide. The issue that not shooting so many people now is because there are no more people in the villages. They are displaced. But the new weapons of the genocide, starvation and rape, are working, and fear, are working very well. But because there is less blood to see, they want to ignore. So it's important to remind them what we are doing. I think it's time to be more creative. In fact, saying something positive, US was making big effort to promote the arrest of Bashir in countries when he is visiting, and Malawi now reacted. In fact, it's interesting because the fact that US withdrew the assistance make a huge difference in Malawi. And not just that, I was with the African president this Friday, And it was interesting because he told me, we understand Malawi. They need the money. So the fact that the reason not to invite, not for principle, for money, the other president understands very well, and no problem. So stop all the money to them, and they will arrest Bashir. It's simple. It's simple. We really have to make more effort, and we're not doing that. Because I understand sending troops to arrest is complicated, but stopping the assistance to those who help Bashir will work. And it's not happening. I think this Malawi is the first time. I remember I was in the European Union a couple of months ago with different representatives, and I told them, okay, I suppose we make our life complicated. And the one representing the European Union in front of Sudan told us that she's in agreement with the court intervention, but we make life difficult because this year she had to give 300 million to Sudan, and she got problems. So at the end, she just gave 140 million. So I think this idea to put pressure around and make effort could work, because marginalized Bashir is a first step to arrest Bashir and stop the crimes. I think it's important to understand, because I saw you are not just representing Darfur, and people from Blue Nile and South Kordofan came to my office asking our intervention. And my explanation is, look, we cannot intervene in the area. We cannot intervene outside Darfur. But if I follow your explanation, what happened in South Kordofan is that the governor is using militias to attack civilians. And in addition, the army is bombing civilians. You know what? The governor, Ahmed Haroun, is indicted in Darfur. The Minister of Defense is Mr. Hussein, is indicted in Darfur. And both of them is President Bashir indicted. So the conflict in the south showed the cost of impunity. It's not a judicial issue. The cost of keeping these people in power is producing more crimes. So the time we spend stopping Hitler costs millions of lives. The issue is when we stop Bashir. How many people will die? How many people will die by starvation? How many girls will be raped? That's the issue. And talking about Holocaust, Elie Wiesel say very well that to commit a massive atrocity, genocide, you need a little group planning and working together, and the rest of humanity watching away and doing nothing. And so here we have an opportunity different than in the Holocaust. It's not just we cannot say we did not know, because on the genocide in Darfur, it's a decision reviewed by 10 judges, reviewing the evidence, confidential evidence, and they decided to issue another warrant for genocide in Darfur. Nothing indicates that the genocide is finished in Darfur. But because we don't talk, people like to imagine it's finished. So it's an ongoing genocide in Darfur. The world is on notice because the court issued another warrant and it's still pending. And that's why it's very important to invite other people to discuss how we can together arrest Bashir and end the genocide in Darfur. Thank you very much for your consideration for me.
Your words are always inspiring. I am going to invite some of the many other distinguished speakers we have to come up to the podium for some brief remarks of 3 to 5 minutes to help continue to inspire all of us as to what we can do next. But before that, we cannot resist, as we continue to want to celebrate your work, taking a moment to also recognize that it is Mr. Ocampo's birthday and that we have your friends and admirers have insisted we not let that go unnoticed. So once again, thank you, and to come back to a more serious note, we are very honored to have with us some very important individuals who will be critical as we move forward in this work to ensure justice and accountability, and chief among them is the incoming prosecutor, Ms. Fatou Bensouda, and we are so grateful that you're here with us and wonder if you would share a few words with us today.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this opportunity to exchange with you a few words. And also to join you, especially my brothers and sisters from Darfur, in thanking the prosecutor, Louis, for the work that he has done, for the inspiration that he has left in the office, for the leadership that he has provided over the years in many aspects, but especially in this particular one today. The commitment that the prosecutor has shown over the years, the dedication, always driven by the fact that justice has to be done in Darfur, accountability has to take place in Darfur, is what we will continue as his legacy. I want to say today that the prosecutor has built a momentum in the office, and I think also around the world, as some of you have already said and recognized. We are not going to be any less vigilant in ensuring that justice will come to Darfur. It is a momentum I believe that we can build upon. I think we have the consensus that justice must be done, accountability must be done, and we will continue this work. We will continue with the same dedication, with the same commitment, and with the same wish and desire to see that we realize our ultimate goal, which is that al-Bashir will face justice, and others like him who continue to commit these crimes in Darfur will face justice eventually at the International Criminal Court. And this is a promise that I make to you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Justice, justice for Darfur. Justice, justice for Darfur.
Justice, justice for Darfur.
Justice, justice for Sudan.
Justice, justice for Sudan. Thank you. We all look forward to working with you. Thank you so much. I am not going to read lengthy biographies for each speaker, as I hope you all have received their bios, and of course most of them have been with us in doing this work for some time. I would next like to invite Ambassador Tina Intelman, the President of the Assembly of States Parties to the Rome Statute, to please come to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and first of all, I would like to thank the organizers